channel, Bobiddle. Folks, that is not Bobiddle, that is a metal trailer. You're stuck with me, Ben Barber, and Bradley Ray. What's up, dude?
What's happening, guys? How are y'all today?
Dude, I'm sure they're doing good now that they're looking at this thing. Talk to us a little bit. I'm gonna get your website here on the bottom of the screen. Talk to us a little bit about where we are. We did a video a couple days ago, but talk to us a little bit about where we are.
So this is Monarch Showroom. It's a new space that's been opened in Franklin, Tennessee, and we're managing a large collection as well as buying and selling a lot of high-end desirable cars. Obviously, if you know me, you know my focus is usually on Porsche, so we're kind of back into that theme again. This is a 2016 GT3 RS. Shows only 7,500 miles on the clock. This is a locally owned car. Has the great features like carbon buckets, PCCBs, front axle lift. It's a lot of the things that you do want on a car. Lava orange was a pretty hot ticket for that time period. So
yeah, dude, this color is amazing.
It's 500 horsepower GMG exhaust, so it's got a lot of really good noise to it. The cage has been installed. It wasn't the original one, but it's been done by our local favorite, Easy Repair and Detail.
Yeah, shout out to Easy.
AZ painted that, and it matches the car just like it came in it, just like you'd expect. Carbon buckets, red belts, lots of cool detail, painted air slats, deviated stitching on a fully leather dash. A lot of cool stuff that you just didn't see in these cars. They were pretty stripped down race models, but this one is a little better than average, and it has excellent miles at 7,500. Been treated very well, responsible owner.
It looks brand new. I mean, you're telling me this thing's a 2016, and only thing I'm noticing different, honestly, is missing the hood slats or the hood vents. I mean, it looks like a brand new 911.
Yeah,
well cared for sure.
Doesn't have Y-sock on this one, so it has the regular hood. But check out the inside. Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's do it. What I normally do is we start in the trunk, and if you're not familiar with Porsche, the trunks are up front. So this is a race car, but it does have enough room probably for your race gear.
Oh, yeah. And it's an extra lightweight hood, just because that should be fully
carboned out. Yeah, get close enough so y'all can see the grain. Yeah, that's awesome. And look, folks, I will zoom out so you can get a better view, but there is plenty of room inside of here. Definitely enough for you and your significant other to go on a little road trip and or a track day.
Track day would work too.
Now, I just noticed something. If you bring this hood down, now some of these are painted on, and that's painted on. I'm gonna get my shadow out.
Part of the feature of keeping everything ultra lightweight, you get the faux decal.
And I just want to kind of, if y'all haven't spent time looking at the front ends of these, man, I love all of the openings. I mean, clearly it's all here to cool this thing. Well, you got oil coolers and stuff up front, right?
Oil coolers and the radiators all stack up in the front and then transfer to the back of the car to make everything happen efficiently.
And I love these open vents here for excessive brake cooling.
Lots of cool details you just don't realize that Porsche does. Like, these are an option to be painted the color of the car.
Yeah.
This is the PDLS light, but it has the black bucket option, which contrasts nicely with the lava orange.
I'm talking about this part all the way around. Kaiman, let's do this interior together.
Sure.
Because you're going to know a lot more. Now, first things first, we'll definitely make sure y'all see these are the super fancy carbon back seats. These are 918 seats, right?
They are, yeah, the carbon buckets that came initially in the 918, they became an option in all the GT cars, and people think that they are a requirement. They're a little tougher to get in and out of.
This is not the funnest part. You can see how much this sticks up, so when you go to get out and in, and it's hard too, right?
There's no tilt to the seat. It tilts like this, but the back doesn't actually tilt, so when you're in it, you're in it.
You're in it. Well, show us some of these features you were kind of just talking about.
For sure. So this has a full leather dash, and this is the deviated stitching option. This also has painted air vents, which is a very rare thing to see, but it's really a cool detail. You know, you just don't see it that much.
And all the vents too, not just the center set.
Yep. Has carbon fiber in here. The carbon package does have cup holders.
The fancy, and it's got the carbon cover for it too.
You can actually road trip this car. Lots of cool Alcantara bits in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Carbon runs all the way through the middle tunnel. Has exhaust option, which opens up this GMG exhaust really nicely. It does have front axle lift, which a lot of these cars are missing.
Yeah, because this, if you're wondering, folks, these are race cars. As you can see, the harnesses, the fact that this thing has a leather dash and all this stitching, all this extra, this isn't what usually comes in these cars.
Right. That's right. No, this is definitely a little more detailed than an appointed car. They're kind of the best of both worlds, right? Porsche does that probably better than anybody.
Dude, anybody, honestly, hands
down.
down.
Show up to dinner in this, show up to a track day in this. You're king of the parking lot either way.
Well, and I love the stitching all the way across the steering wheel too.
And this was an option to have the lava orange 12 o'clock position marker was an additional option. RS gets the door pulls, which is very cool. Throwback to the old cars, and again a weight saving mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
Just lots of great details. Of course, these have a carbon roof. This one's painted.
But still Alcantara all the way across. There's this cage he was talking about. Do me a favor, fire this sucker up. I'm gonna go around back. I know you're kind of limited on revs. Dude, that thing sounds so good, man. Oh my gosh. Even just with a quick blip.
Got the noise.
Got me excited.
carbon door seals, and these are illuminated, which is another little carbon bit that was added on this build.
It's freaking awesome. Pop out of there so I can give these folks the look of what it looks like to be in that driver's seat. A lot of these have kind of a color dash. It looks like they stuck with the white, I guess. Straight down the middle there, you guys can kind of see the steering wheel's a little bit in the way, but it's like it's crazy how simple these cars are, you know?
That's what's hard, is making a car. Simplicity is the hardest thing to pull off in building a car. You get in an Audi and they've got a gazillion buttons, and a Bentley has a gazillion buttons, but Porsche keeps it all very tidy, and it's all there with a purpose.
And you were mentioning earlier that it does have the ceramic brake package.
It does have ceramic brakes. This one actually has had gyro discs put on it.
Is that what that purple is?
That's the purple hat on there.
Now, what's the purpose of that?
Well, the aluminum hat, the rotor actually bolts to it, so it dissipates heat. So when you're running the track event, it's dissipating the heat. They're aluminum wheels, and that helps draw the heat away from the actual brake disc itself. This car does have the carbon discs included with it as well.
Dude, this thing's crazy. I mean, you've spent some good time in these, you know, and you were just kind of mentioning how like a lot of the newer cars are turbo cars. You've kind of, this car being NA, it is kind of, I wouldn't say the last bastion of these things, but like if you're looking for a real Porsche experience,
yes,
NA is the way to go. And this car specifically, if you can afford it, come after it.
Car's big RPM.
Yeah, what's that red line, like 8,000,
yeah.
8,500?
Yep.
And that's just screaming, folks. You know, if you're a VTEC fan, you know what it's like to be up in the revs like that. Imagine being up in those revs in a car like this.
Yeah. Oh, it'll make the hair stand up on your neck. And the new ones, you work for it in this car a little bit more with the RPM, and in the brand new cars, the turbochargers make all the torque down low, so you really get on to the fat part of the power band early.
Early.
This car is a little more work, but it's a lot more rewarding.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, I love keeping cars in their rev range, you know, and this one would be one of those you just be screaming all over town.
Oh, it's got a long one. You can drive third gear all the way everywhere around town in this thing.
Awesome car. Well, dude, do you have a price on this you want to share? What's the story?
We're asking $215 for this car.
Okay.
It's available at Monarch Showroom. We do have financing available. We can do extended warranties as well, so you can actually keep this car. This car was a CPO car until last year, so it's been under warranty the majority of its life.
Right, yeah.
And you could extend that for your next owner's enjoyment easily.
Well, that's awesome. Well, their info's on the bottom of the screen. If y'all are interested in checking this thing out, hit their website up and reach out to this man. I'll put your info in the description of this post. Folks, thank you so much, B. Ray, for taking some time to let me take a look at this thing. I'm super excited to be able to come down here, you know, once a week and check out the cars that this man has coming in. He is always working the funnest part about talking with you is like, hey, did you hear about this one? And I'm like, by the time I talk with you about it, it's already gone, so I don't get to see it. But that's part of the hustle, man. You got to bring them in and get them out.
It's a car sale, not a car show.
Right, exactly. Well, folks, that's about all we have today. Again, that is not Bo Biddle. That is an aluminum trailer. I am Ben Barber. We will see you guys in the next video.